Hi, Arvin. My name is Neil. I'm with Dorkaholics, where we believe that there's a dork in everyone. It's our job to bring that dork out into the world. My first question is, I know that a lot of your filmography has been as a Taiwanese filmmaker shooting Taiwanese cinema per se, and Love in Taipei takes place in Taiwan, but is much more Western. How did your experiences shooting primarily Taiwanese cinema play a role in the success of this directorialship, as well as any unique challenges or opportunities for you to grow as a filmmaker?
Yeah, I mean, it looked at it as a challenge, like exactly as what you were saying. I had made movies in Taiwan, but I had never made a movie in Taiwan that was more aimed towards like a Western audience or a more global audience. So I think that was kind of the challenge and the fun was like, how to present Taiwan and Taipei specifically in a way which is more palatable or accessible, I think, for a Western audience, like, and especially a younger Western audience, but then also how to heighten it so to make it like, it's not just, you know, a completely realistic Taipei, but kind of like a heightened pop Taipei. And I shot Taipei so many times, but I had never done that version. So that was kind of fun and challenging for me.
Hmm. And speaking of the things that you filmed, what was your favorite scene to film for this project?
My favorite scene, I think for sure, is when they're dancing on the sky bridge. It's like towards the middle end of the movie. But just because I'd never done a shot like that before in my other movies, and just the idea of putting these two kids like on this bridge and having it overlook the city, I thought just it was a nice way for me to I really wanted to capture like some kind of romance like that could only happen in Taipei. So to me, like that fact that the sky bridge is all over Taipei, but just like that one shot really felt like this is like what it would feel like to fall in love in Taipei.
Mm. And in regards to like filming in Taiwan and Taipei, what is what you would consider like the quintessential essence of capturing Taiwan and Taipei and all of its magnificence or glory or specter?
I think trying to shoot it at night because Taipei really is a city that comes alive at night. To be honest, it's not a very pretty city like aesthetically during the day, but at night, just because there's so many lights, so many colored lights, and like there's so much life on the street at night. I think that's the quintessential Taipei is just to capture that feeling of like night and like the city that doesn't ever fall asleep and like there's always something going on at night. So I think that is the essence of Taipei to me is like the nighttime.
Mm. And then what what from the novel, if you happen to have read it, did you take and realize, hey, this is something that I can already imagine visually on how I'm going to capture this for the film?
Right. I think in the novel there's like a dancing on the rooftop scene. And I was always one of the first things I thought about was like, oh, this is why I'd like to adapt or I would like to shoot the adaptation is because just the idea of a woman, a young woman dancing on a rooftop with Taipei behind her, that always was interesting to me. So I think it was kind of like that image was the idea that I really wanted to try to like get, but also that to me was like thematically what the movie or the book was about.
Mm, okay. And for my last question, I like to end interviews with um, who was your favorite character protagonist that you watched or read growing up that essentially made you a dork?
A dork. I'm trying to think like character. I mean, I guess it would be let me think. You know, what it might have been is I watched a lot of my college age when watched a lot of Wes Anderson movies.
Mm,
Like I was identified with the Jason Schwartzman character in Rushmore, Max Fisher, who's like pretty dorky. But I think like I think of myself so much as like that type of character still. So I think that's definitely a character that I comes to my mind a lot because obsess over that character.
no, thank you for sharing that. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Arvin. Congratulations on the release of Love in Taipei. Can't wait to discuss it more with other people around the world.
Okay, thank you so much.